Let's rig a four-legged character. First, set your project directory. Locate a folder inside the Rigging To folder called Quadruped. Click OK. Now go to File and load an object from the Objects folder called Dane_half. Once our bones are set up correctly on this half model, we'll mirror them across and then load them onto a full model. Use the Alt and left mouse button to rotate around your view. Use the A key to target your selection inside the 3D view, and any other view changes you want to make are in the upper right or upper left portion of the screen. Switch to a left view and zoom in. Four-legged characters present a couple of problems. For one, all four of their limbs are contacting the ground constantly, requiring an IK constraint. This leads to the second problem. IK constraints are very good for two-jointed limbs, such as legs on humans. Four-legged characters usually have more than 3 joints inside their limbs, and each of them all bend at different angles at different times. In setting up a character, we have to be careful to make sure that the animator gets all of the controls he needs while making it simple enough that the animator can keyframe efficiently. So we're going to break down this character into different systems. The head and the body and tail, the back legs and the front legs. Let's clean up the scene here. We'll red lock the camera with a right mouse click, change its draw mode to N so it's unselectable in the 3D view. We'll also red lock Dane_half. We're not going to actually touch the pivot points on this model. Change its draw mode to F or flat shaded so we can see how the bones are deforming the mesh. Click into the Setup tab, and while our model is selected, we'll go to the Effects sub-tab and highlight Bone Deform. Click on the plus button next to Bone Deform to add an effect to the mesh. Click back into Items tab, and we're going to call this skeleton the name of our character, which is Dog. We're also going to call the bone deform effect underneath it dog_deform. This item is merely iconic. You can move it anywhere in the scene you want. It's just there to let us know that we have an effect added to the scene. And since we named it the name of the character, we know that it belongs to this character. The default key for adding bones to a skeleton is the plus key on the keypad. You can also remove bones and items by tapping the minus key on the keypad. So tap the plus key on the keypad while the skeleton is selected. We'll drag this to the bottom of the list. We'll click the middle of this bone and move it to the end of his hips, or the rump. Grab the tip of the bone and adjust the length, and we'll pitch it up until it's to the edge of the other side of the hips. And of course we're going to call this first bone we add hips. Tap the plus key again. We'll pitch this one down and run it along the length of the back until it hits the edge of the shoulder blade. We're going to call this bone Back 1. Plus key again, pitch this one up and adjust the length of this bone until it reaches the other edge of the shoulder blade. Call this bone Back 2. Plus key again, we'll pitch this up and adjust the length of it and position until it's right underneath the ear, where the head will pivot. We'll name this bone Neck. Plus key on the keypad again and pitch this one down until it's level with the screen. So it's level with the world, straight across. Call this one Head. Let's move back to the hips again. Middle mouse click on the hips, tap the plus key to add a bone to the hips. Let's go to the Bone tab and uncheck Align Z to Parent. Align Z to Parent keeps the base of this bone on the end of its parent. So if we adjust the length of the hips, its children will stick to the end of the hips. This allows us to move it along Z axis if we uncheck this option. Go to the Rest tab, and we'll zero out the Z translate so they both sit on the same origin. Let's pitch this one all the way back and adjust the length so it's right in between two cross sections. Plus key to add another bone, pitch this one up, adjust the length so it's between these two cross sections. And continue that down the tail. And we'll just name these the way they look. tail 1, tail 2, tail 3, tail 4, and tail 5. It's a fairly simple start to the character. The tail is a straight hierarchy and the hips are a straight hierarchy. We'll save this scene. Let's go to File. We're going to save this scene as into the Scenes folder called DogSetupA.